Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy back here, and today we're back for week 5. Yes, I'm going to keep doing that same intro until this series is done. If you have a problem with it, why? Makes no sense. But obviously, week 4 was just played, and all those stats are going to pop up on the screen now. And honestly, I did a lot better last week than I thought I would. But the one thing I have to mention is the Arizona Cardinals are now the only undefeated team in the NFL for this season currently right now, and I am very happy about it. But also something I'm very happy about, last week for my double point game, I took a risk and put it on the Bengals versus Jaguars game, and we got that some bitch correct. And I'm very happy about that, just because that could have been bad if we were wrong. But we got 4 points, and that was probably one of the final times you'll ever see me put a double points game on a game like that. Because fuck, that was stressful. I didn't watch it, but I did not want to look at the score of that game. That game, I really did not want to look at the score of it because I was just scared. But now, let's start week 5. Let's get into this shit. Starting with the Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks. They just lost to Arizona. I would have to be high to genuinely think the Rams could, after losing to Arizona, bounce back off of a team like Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. I have more faith in Seattle than I do the Rams. They would need to bounce off of a team like the 49ers after losing to Arizona. The 49ers would be a good rebound game. The Seattle Seahawks, probably not. But talking about the 49ers, let's get into the next game. The 49ers versus my Arizona Cardinals. Once again, you would have to think I'm smoking the good kush to genuinely pick the 49ers over Arizona after what we just fucking did to them. Or after what we just did to the Rams. We are now the only undefeated team in the NFL this season left standing, and honestly, I'm going to keep picking Arizona until the end of the season. And if they make the playoffs, which they should, we are definitely a playoff caliber team. If we do make the playoffs, I will continue to pick them. I will stop picking them when they have no more games left to play. That's when I'll stop picking them to win. If you have a problem with that, you came to the wrong channel to complain, buddy. I'm a diehard Arizona Cardinals fan. Now, moving on to my shitfest of the week, the fucking New York Jets versus the Atlanta Falcons. Just like all my other shitfests, I really should not have to clarify why this is my shitfest of the week. Especially considering all my other shitfests of the weeks, I'm pretty sure have had to do with at least one of these teams playing. And it's because their team is just a shitfest. Simple as that. But anyways, as always, I have to pick a winner. I went with the Atlanta Falcons just because. No good reason. I just had I oddly enough have more faith in them than the fucking Jets. Now moving on to the Miami Dolphins versus the Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, Buccaneers have taken some pretty fucking bad losses, but at the same time, it's still fucking Tom Brady, and I have to pick them over the Dolphins, especially considering, to my knowledge, I think Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback for the Dolphins, I'm pretty sure he's out on injury, which in that case, they have a backup playing against Tom fucking Brady. Come on. It just makes no sense to pick against them. Now, another game I can quickly pick. The Green Bay Packers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Obviously, I went with the fucking Packers. I'm sorry, but just because the Bengals have had a couple good games does not mean I have confidence in them. I'll start having confidence in them if they can consistently keep this play up by like week 6 or 7. If they can keep playing on the level they've played with against other teams to that point, then maybe I'll start having I'll have a lot more confidence in picking them to win games. But honestly, as of right now, just the confidence isn't there for me to be able to say they would beat a team like Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Now, moving on to my double point game. The Detroit Lions versus the Minnesota Vikings. I know this is going to sound kind of stupid considering Detroit has not won a game to my knowledge. I'm pretty sure they're 0-4 coming into this game. I still decided to go with the fucking Lions because, well, fuck you. How about that? I think the Lions could win this. I'm going to keep going with the Lions until they eventually win. Just like the same reason I kept going against the 49ers until they eventually lost. Just straight up kind of out of pettiness, really. That's the full answer. It's out of pettiness. I want to be able to say I predicted their game right instead of sitting there saying they'll lose. But moving on, Saints versus the Washington football team. Yeah, Saints. No, I'm not even going to entertain the idea that I might have went with the football team. Fuck that. I went with the Saints. Now moving on, Patriots versus Texans. This game was a little bit more difficult to decide. I'm going to be honest. This one was a little bit more difficult, just down to the fact of neither team is completely shit, but at the same time, neither team is necessarily what I would look at as possible Super Bowl contenders. Maybe playoffs? Probably playoffs. Both these teams could probably make the playoffs. Do I think they could make it to the Super Bowl? No. No. Both of these teams are kind of on par with each other, but neither of them are really, like, outstandingly good. I'd have to wait till later into the season until I could sit here, and even then, I feel like these matchups always end up being kind of close. Or one team ends up just sweeping the other. It really fucking depends. But, anyways, I went with the Texans. I don't know why it took me so long to say that, but yeah, I went with the Texans over the Patriots. Normally, I wouldn't pick the Texans just because their management is fucking horrifically shit. But, honestly, I just have a feeling the Texans would win that. Now, Broncos versus Steelers. I want the Broncos. No good reason. Just, I think the Broncos might be able to somehow come away with a win on this game. Maybe surprise a couple of people. Now, going to my Going to my upset of the week. Yes, I finally have another upset of the week. I believe like now 3 weeks later. And for my upset of the week, it is the Tennessee Titans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. And if you know anything about how the Jacksonville Jaguars are looking this season, you'll know who I'm picking for this upset of the week. And I'm picking the Jacksonville Jaguars over the Titans for the Jaguars' first win of the season. I just got a feeling. That... Fuck, I dropped my remote. I have a feeling that they might be able to finally take a win. They might be able to finally win a game. Hopefully. Or else I'll be wrong and I'll just be sad. Now, another game that was kind of difficult to choose. The Cleveland Browns versus the San Diego Chargers. Or not the San Diego. Fuck, I'm so used to them being the San Diego Chargers. The LA Chargers. Yeah, this one was kind of difficult because the Chargers have shown some impressive wins this season. But the Browns have looked pretty fucking consistent this season. They have, I believe I can actually check this. They are 3-1 in the year. So they have shown some pretty good consistency. The only time they lost was week 1 to the Chiefs. Ever since then, they've kind of been on a tear. So I'm sticking with Cleveland. Their consistency has just been there, while the Chargers' consistency really hasn't been. I think they'll be able to win this one. Or actually, I'm wrong. That they're both teams are 3-1. Oh, well then I guess I just have more faith in Cleveland, which is weird to say because it's fucking Cleveland. But no, these next 3 games or next 2 games I could get through pretty quick. I have the next game, the Bears versus the Raiders. I went with the Raiders. They have been consistently dominant up until last game where they finally lost their first game. But other than that, they've been really consistent. Meanwhile, the Bears are notoriously shit. So, I'm going to go with the Raiders. Now, the Cowboys versus the Giants. Obviously, I'm going with the Cowboys. It's the fucking Giants. Why the fuck would I pick the Giants over the Cowboys? I don't like the Cowboys, but I don't need to like them to know that there's a higher chance they win that matchup than the Giants. Now, the Bills versus the Chiefs. And at the moment of recording this, I've actually not picked my winners, so you're going to hear my pick live. I'm going with the Bills just because I think the Bills have a better shot. I'm actually just going to make that one quick. And now moving on to the final game, the Monday night game, the Colts versus the Ravens. I went with the Ravens. The Colts have it's not been their season. They have not been able to win games. But with all that being said and done, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment. It helps me with the algorithm. It helps my videos get pushed. It's just how the algorithm works. And hey, if you're enjoying the content, please subscribe. It's very much appreciated. But with all that being said, the only thing I can say really is I'll see all you fluffy bastards in the next video. Peace out then.